Hello there, it's Carol here. When we start thinking about making herbal medications, the first thing we need to do is to make sure we've got the right herb for the medication we want to make. So recognising herbs, whether buying or sourcing from the wild, is one of the most important points we must think about before starting to make our herbal medications. Knowing a herb's Latin name can help us here. It doesn't just show us that the herb bought from the garden centre or the herb picked from the hedgerow really is the right one needed for the herbal medication you want to make, but understanding meanings behind a Latin name lets us use all of our senses to show what a particular herb should look like, smell like, taste like, and feel like. In this video, I'm going to show you how a simple Latin name can do all this. Classification of all organisms in the then known world were founded by Carolus Linnaeus in the mid-1700s. It's a hierarchical classification system that began with three kingdoms into which, according to Linnaeus, all of nature fitted. These three kingdoms were animals, plants and minerals. Linnaeus then determined that minerals were not an organism as they then knew it to be, and the kingdom of minerals was replaced by the kingdom of fungi. However, as science has developed and the use of the microscope has now become commonplace, the three original kingdoms have stretched to six. Animals, plants and fungi remain, but are now accompanied by three other kingdoms. And that, to be honest with you, would require a degree in science to understand them, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce them. But the three classifications that Linnaeus produced are still used today, and the kingdom we're interested in for the subject of herbs is the kingdom of plants, or to use its Latin name, Plantae. It's a very clever way of classifying all growing things, and its Latin name not only provides a specific name for every known vegetation, but can also provide an in-depth description of how, using our senses, we can determine that the herb in the hand is indeed the right one we have. In this video, we're going to take a look at the herb common rue, or to use its Latin name, Ruta graveolens, and we're going to explore its classification. The descendancy of plants can, if you like, be thought of as an ancestor tree, with the Plantae kingdom as one of its roots, ending up with its genus and species high up in the topmost branches, with each level on the journey providing a little information about the herb in question. So, classification of all plants and trees begins with the kingdom Plantae. Now, the Latin word Plantae tells us it's a plant. It tells us it's a growing thing. Next in the ancestry of the common rue is the subkingdom Tracheobionta. This Latin word means it's a vascular plant, taking in water and food through its roots, stalks and leaves. We now come to the herb superdivision and the Latin word spermatophyta. This word means plants that reproduce by producing seed. Now the lineage breaks down further into divisions and the word magnoliophyta, meaning rue is a flowering plant. Further along rue's heritage we come to its class, and this is Magnoliopsida, telling us it's a plant that grows two initial growing leaves and has between 4 and 5 petals. Now we come to rue's subclass, which in the matter of common rue is Rosidae, meaning its flowers are distinct and separate flowers, just like a rose or a carnation, with each flower having its own stem. Next is its order, one of a number of plants in the order Sapindales, meaning it's a woody stem plant. Now we come to the common rue's family, which is Rutaceae, meaning it's a member of the citrus family. Next to last is the herb's genus, and in the matter of Ruta graveolens, it's the genus Ruta, meaning the herb is bitter to the taste. Rue's last name is its species, graveolens, and this name requires little understanding. The first part of the word graveolens is grave, which tells it's a heavily or strongly scented herb, and rue's scent is certainly one that's not easily forgotten. It's citrus scented, but it's more than this. It's a very heavy scent, grave, from where we get the word grave, meaning heavy, oppressive, burdensome. The last part of the word graveolens, where oleins simply means smell or scent, the whole word meaning a very heavy, oppressive smell. The senses differ from person to person. Some people really don't like the scent of rue, and some find it quite pleasant. Personally, I find it quite an intoxicating scent, but of course it's the choice of the individual that determines like or dislike. If we use the information that the Latin name of rue provides us with, we will find the ability to recognise the common rue becomes easier. We know that common rue reproduces by producing seed. It's a plant that lives by taking in water and food through its roots, stems and leaves, producing two initial leaves, growing into a small plant or bush with woody stems. It's a flowering plant that we can expect to have 4 or 5 petals to each flower, with each flower growing independently on its own stem. Rutagraveolens is a member of the citrus family, the leaves containing oils that give a bitter taste and are heavily scented. This is the description that investigating a Latin classification provides, showing just how much useful information there is to be found there, which of course all helps in determining that the herb you have in front of you is exactly the right one you need. The herb's Latin name commonly used is always its genus followed by its species, and in the matter of common rue, that's Rutagraveolens. I hope this short video helps you to understand why it is that Latin names for herbs you may be using to make herbal medications are worth knowing and investigating. If you have any questions or queries about this or any of our online courses, then please make contact with the team by sending us an email. You'll find the email address on our contact page. Thank you for your interest.